Hello my friends, welcome back to Keto and the Chaos. My name is Tammy, and on this channel I like to share how I lost 205 pounds without surgery and how you can be successful on your own weight loss journey. So if that's what you're looking for, don't forget to click the subscribe button and ring the bell for more videos like this one to inspire you to get started. All right everybody, welcome back to another video. I kind of put this one off a few days because I really wanted to ruminate over my DEXA scan results, and so I'm putting this up a little later than I had originally planned. So the other day was Saturday, today is Tuesday, I went in for a DEXA scan. I have been in for a total of 5 DEXA scans over the last couple of years, kind of trying to get a handle on if what I am doing is giving me the results that I would like. I was kind of told that the DEXA scan was the gold standard for how you find out your body fat percentage and like what your lean mass is doing and all of that. And I started doing it right away and I've loved it. I've been very, very happy with the information. I love information. I love having a barometer to judge whether or not what I am doing is really working or whether I need to tweak it. And honestly, for the most part, the DEXA scans have lined up with exactly what I expected. It kind of lined up with what I was doing nutritionally. For what I was expecting to be on the DEXA was pretty close for all of the previous visits until this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you the footage of getting the actual scan done and going into the place and all of that. And then I will come back and we can chat about the results. Okay, well, here we are in the car. We are ready to go to the DEXA scan place. I'm a little nervous. I haven't done this in a while. Super worried that maybe I've lost a ton more lean mass and that my body fat percentage is even worse than it was last year. Last year, I think it was at 31 after my cut. So here's hoping it's not worse than that. That's the one thing about doing the really low calorie cuts, that even if you keep the protein high, you still do lose some lean mass.
Tuck my shirt in.
What?
I'd laugh and go,
The DEXA before, but not the other one. All right, so getting the scan is pretty easy. It's pretty straightforward. I will say this. every single time that I've gone in for the scan, I try to do it at the exact same time of day. So between 12:30 and 1:30 in the afternoon is when I've always done my scans. I always make sure that I haven't drank anything or ate anything right before the scan. In fact, usually I go in fasted, except for sometimes I'll have a bang way early in the morning, and then not anything else until the time after the scan. This particular time, I didn't drink anything or eat anything. I drank some water and my regular electrolytes like I always do, but I did not drink a bang. I don't think that has anything to do with it, but you never know. You know, weird things. Anyway, so I try and make it be like as close to humanly possible as the exact same conditions. Now, that being said, I don't know if I've gone in at the same time of the month in my womanly cycle each time. I've tried to go when I am at my lowest water weight wise, but sometimes I have gone in with a higher water weight, and I think that does actually affect the scan. So if you are going to be doing scans and you are a woman, try and pay attention to where you are in your cycle to make sure that it's lining up so that you have it the closest you possibly can. I also wear almost exactly the same clothes every time, so I don't know if that is like a thing or not. There's no rules about what you can wear and what you can't wear. I like to wear leggings. You saw from the video, leggings and a top, like a tight top, one that's at least tight on my arms. So anyway, let's get to the results of the scan. These are all the dates of my scans. I have been through a lot of scans. So my baseline scan was done in February of 2019, and since then I've done 4 more scans. So the February scan was right before a maintenance phase that I went into. One of the very first ones I did. I just wanted to see kind of like what eating intuitively kind of would do, and I did kind of lazy keto those few months. And then after that, I did one after a cutting phase, which was over the summer. No, I went back in September, so that was right after I lost the 200 pounds, and I did my loose skin video and all of that. I also went in for a DEXA scan at that time to kind of judge where I was at lean mass wise and all of that. And there's videos about all of these, so if you want to know all the detail, the nitty-gritty details about each time I went in, there's a video about every single time, I think. So you can find those. Maybe I'll make a DEXA scan playlist now that I have so many. I think I will. Actually, that's a good idea. Last September 9/30/2019, I went in and was super happy because I was 31.1% body fat. The very first time I went in, I was 34.8, and I'm trying, well, my original goal was, because they told me, they don't even have that on here anymore, I could probably find an old one where it said it, that a woman of my age would be considered to be, I think it was fitness level, so not athlete level, but fitness level at 27% body fat. So I thought, ooh, that's my goal. I'm gonna be 27% body fat, right? I kind of regret making that goal now, because so far it is not. 31 was the closest I possibly got. So I really thought this time I would go in and I would be closer to that 27, and I was not closer, in fact. So this is the thing. Before I tell you all this information, I know that you know that I was upset after the DEXA scan because I showed that. There was a reason I showed that, because I want you guys to know that even though I have done this and I've done a lot of stuff, you know, and I've learned a lot of stuff and I know a lot of stuff and I can tell you a lot of stuff, I'm still just a person and I still have feelings and I can still get disappointed, and I decided to show kind of how I was feeling that day. But I also knew that I needed some time to really like evaluate this before I did this video and make sure that I knew where my head was at when it came to this, because obviously I'm not gonna throw in the towel entirely because of one bad DEXA, you know, because that would just be silly. So I messaged some friends that I kind of knew understand about the low calorie, high protein kind of way of losing weight, which I've been doing, and they sent me a few videos. One of the videos basically proved that DEXA scans are completely unreliable and they're completely off. And like, we're talking like, when you compare them to an MRI, they were off like 5 to 7 pounds both directions on lean mass. And I'm like, oh, good gravy. So I don't even know for sure if I can trust what I'm getting from this scan. I thought because I was being so careful to make it be almost exactly the same every time, that at least it could show me the change. But he was saying on that video that even the change was being documented incorrectly, and that some people were being told they had gained 5 pounds of muscle when in actuality they had lost 5 pounds of muscle. So I don't even know if I can trust these scans now. Anyway, now I have bought another scan. If I hadn't bought another scan this day, I might not even go back in for another scan at this point, because I'm starting to wonder if it's even worth it. But whatever. I mean, it's interesting data, but don't let it be the end all be all of your data, because it led me to believe early on that I was doing really well and that this higher protein version of keto was working really well, and that I had put on a bunch of lean mass, and then I immediately lost the lean mass, and I was super confused. I know every video I've been super confused about the lean mass numbers. So I will tell you that the reason that I was mostly disappointed was because my Renpho scale said that I'd lost 5% of body fat this summer. And when I went in, I was expecting it to be lower than the Renpho scale. So actually what I did, because I'm a numbers girl, is I went back, and on the Renpho scale app, you can actually go back about a year, only about a year. So I kind of wish I would written down more of this information, but you can go back a year and get the basic information about where you were at on specific dates, or like close to those specific dates. So I was actually able to find the information from 9:30 on my Renpho scale and compare it to what the DEXA scan said. On the Renpho scale, it said that I was 33.6% body fat at the end of my journey to 200 pounds, okay? When I went in for the DEXA scan, it said I was 31.1. The Renpho said that I had 116.4 pounds of lean mass. The DEXA scan said 117.2 lean mass. Those numbers were really super close. And so I was excited that I thought the Renpho was really accurate. And I even said so on my DEXA scan video. I remember that. And I remember being super ecstatic that my body fat percentage was lower on the DEXA scan than it was on the Renpho. So of course, I was kind of expecting that. I did another scan after I had tried eating the maintenance calories that the DEXA scan people had told me to eat. So they didn't give me any advice about reverse dieting or anything. They just basically said you should be never eating. They always say this to me. Never should you eat less than 1,800 calories. Never, never, never. So they told me I should be eating 2,200 calories on exercise days and 1,800 calories on non-exercise days. And I tried really hard, but I was insatiable. And as you guys probably know, if you've been here for very long, lots of days I hit 3,000 calories. I put on 10 pounds. And so I went in for a DEXA scan just to see. So my weight on the Renpho scale on 9:30 was 175. But I had hit the 174 like a couple days before that. And on the DEXA was 176.9. So about the same as clothes, right? On the Renpho scale on January 9th, 2020, I was 182.2. On the DEXA scan scale, it said 184.2. Pretty accurate, right? On the Renpho scale that morning, it said 35% body fat, which is awesome. And the DEXA scan that day said 35.7. Like so close, right? So I was like, yes, this is awesome. I can really count on the scale to tell me what I'm doing. On my lean mass, the Renpho said 117.4, which meant that I had gained some lean mass, about a pound, right? But the DEXA scan had me at 112.7, having lost 5 pounds of lean mass, eating the amount of calories that they swore to me that I should not go below. I did not go below 1,800. Are you kidding me? I didn't go below 2,000. And the DEXA scan says that I lost 5 pounds of lean mass, whereas my Renpho scale said I gained 1 pound of lean mass. So I was skeptical that day as well. I was skeptical. It was kind of making me a little bit worried. But, whatever. I didn't get to do a DEXA right before my cut this time because of COVID. I was too nervous to go in. Okay, so on my Renpho scale for 531, which was my weight of 196.6, it had me at 37.9% body fat and 119 lean mass. Okay? So that's where it claimed that I had gone up to. The Renpho scale did. I was kind of expecting that it would be pretty close because it's been pretty close almost every single time, right? So I go in after losing the 200 pounds again and an extra 5, and I go in expecting that my body fat percentage is going to be fairly low because on the Renpho scale, my body fat percentage was 32.2% that day and 114.6 pounds lean mass. So according to the Renpho scale, over the summer, I dropped 5 pounds of lean mass, which just seems like that's been about what has happened every single time I've done a cut. So that is believable, and that is what I was expecting to see when I went in for the DEXA scan. And that is not what I saw. So the DEXA scan said that I only have 106.4 lean tissue. And that meant that I'd gone down 6 pounds of lean tissue from the last time I did it in January. So it didn't account for me to have putting any lean tissue on, which the Renpho scale claims that I did. But who knows how far you can throw that. So it says I lost 6 pounds of lean mass, which if this is correct, the numbers are correct, you know, that can be expected. I did a very, very low calorie cut. I like doing a low calorie cut. It's easier for me to maintain. It's easier for me to deal with. I really do well on it. I've done it from the very beginning. Maybe it's just comfort level. I don't know. I really don't know exactly why I really like it, but they have given me a hard time at the DEXA place every single time for doing it. Have swore to me that I'm going to lose all my lean mass, that I'm in starvation mode. I've heard starvation mode more times than I can count, but the lady does not actually know what starvation mode actually means. Because, well, I'll talk about that in a minute. Maybe I'll talk about that in another video. I don't even know. This video is going to be too long already as it is. The worst part about it is that it said that since January, I'd only lost 5 pounds of fat, but that since November, so since January, I'd only lost 5 pounds, even though in January I'd put on 10 pounds. So I guess you can see where I'm going with this. It says that I actually have gained 5 pounds of fat since September 30th last year. It's saying that I'd lost 11 pounds of lean mass since September last year when I hit the 200 pounds, lost 11 pounds of lean mass and gained 6 pounds of fat. Legit, is that even possible? No. Like, the way I look, you guys saw me in the video. The way I look, that's impossible. Impossible. I just can't even. I mean, so I was shocked when they told me that my body fat percentage is 35.2. 3% up from what the Renpho scale has me at. Where the Renpho has lined up pretty well with this thing the entire time until now. And so now I'm just kind of going, what? How? I mean, obviously, logically, I guess it's possible. But I just don't see how, and these are the reasons. Number one reason, I went on a 2,000 to 3,000 calorie diet for 9 months. 9 months straight. There is no way. And I was doing clogging. I was in the Nutcracker. I was dancing ballet a couple of times a week. Literally, there is absolutely no way that I didn't put on a ton of lean mass with the fat that I gained. I fully believe that the Renpho scale was pretty dang close. 37% body fat, as much as I don't really want to see that number. It's possible, right? It's possible. And 119 pounds lean, I believe it. I absolutely believe it. So I don't really know what to say about this whole thing, other than I think that maybe the DEXA scan's just wrong, because I just don't see how that is possible. Based on the data, based on what I've lost before doing the same thing, based on the fact that it says I lost lean mass, so much of it, while I was eating no less than 2,000 calories for 9 months. That is impossible, right? According to them. And exercising. So like I over the summer, I haven't been exercising as much. I only exercised in well, you know, that's not even true, because I've been doing all of my strength training and exercise in the pool all summer. So, and I've been getting in there 3-4 times a week. So I don't think I really stopped exercising. I just stopped doing the type of exercise that I was doing. I was doing a different exercise. So in all reality, I think it's all just a bunch of bunk. It's just kind of disappointing. I can't believe I'm still 35% body fat according to this thing, and I just want to chuck it at the wall. And you know what? Maybe I don't care about what body fat percentage I am anymore. At first, I thought this was a really great way to not focus on the pounds, on the pounds lost and focus more on the health, of my body and where the percentage is. So I think I will probably go in for another DEXA in January just for funsies. I don't know. I mean, I like doing it. It's fun to see the data and to compare the data. But when you've worked your butt off all summer and you're expecting to be under 31% body fat, because logically, I should be well under that. Yeah? I mean, think about it. If I went 9 months eating 2,000 calories, gained weight, supposedly could have put on lean mass compared to what I've done on the DEXA scan before. When I've done that, I've put on like 5 pounds of lean mass in a couple of months. Now, I don't know if I believe that either. And then went on the same cut that I've done every single time at about the same weight as the times I've done it before, and got further on the scale, further down on the scale than I ever have before, further down on my measurements than I ever have before. It just doesn't seem logical that my body fat percentage could be up. Now, whether it could be or not, I don't know. I am not a genius when it comes to this stuff. I thought that I had found a way to monitor that was good, that was going to make me, focus on the right things, and now I just don't know. So if you were only here for the DEXA scan part, I actually have some more stuff that I want to talk about that's even more interesting, because I actually got another test while I was there. And this one, I don't even know what they call it.